Hello everyone, myself Ruchika. So I'm back again with the next very important topic of CBSE class 10, that is Ohm's law. So in the previous classes we have done the movement of electron causes current, and the movement of these electrons are due to some potential difference provided by the battery. If you have not seen that videos yet, you can see the link below in the description. So let's start with the topic of Ohm's law. First, we will understand the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram. So here in the circuit diagram, a wire is taken which is having some resistance R. A wire is taken which is having some resistance R, and voltmeter, which is used to find the potential difference, which is used to measure the value of potential difference, is connected in parallel, and ammeter, which is used to find out the value of current, is connected in series with the circuit, series with this wire actually, and a battery is connected. And the direction of current, we know that current always flow from positive terminal of the battery to negative terminal of the battery. We know the direction of electrons is from negative terminal of the battery to positive, but current always flow from positive terminal to negative terminal. Here key is connected, key acts as switch. And the last one is this rheostat. Rheostat is also known as variable resistor, which we'll talk about. Now find the rheostat like this. Now if we'll vary the value of resistance through this rheostat, our values of potential difference and current, let's suppose it will come out to be like this. Like if V is 0.3 volts, current will be 0.1 amperes. If I'll move the wiper through some distance, the V will come out to be 0.6 volts and I will come out to be 0.2 amperes. If we'll move that this wiper through some more distance, the V will come out to be 0.9 volts and I will come out to be 0.3 amperes. So you can see if V is increasing, then I also increases, and that increase is linear. So it means that if the amount of potential given to the electrons increases, the amount of energy given to electrons will increase. The more the number of electrons will move, and thereby causing more current to flow. So here we can define our Ohm's law to be like this, that electric current is directly proportional to potential difference between 2 points. I is directly proportional to V. If I is directly proportional to V, we can say that potential difference is always directly proportional to I. If we want to convert this proportionality sign into is equals to sign, we need to put some constant. So V is equal to IR. R here is and constant. It is also known as resistance. R is equal to V upon I. V is equal to IR. And this is a very important formula of Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. Potential difference is equal to current into resistance. So R is constant for a given conductor and called resistance of the conductor. Like let's suppose I've taken a copper wire. All the copper wires of same length and same area will be having the same resistance. Resistance basically is the property of conductor which opposes the amount of current flowing through it. It opposes the current. It always opposes the current. And the component that used to resist the flow of electric current in a circuit is called resistor. Resistance is the property of the conductor, but resistor is an instrument that is used to control the amount of current flowing in the circuit. Now, any physical quantity is having some SI unit. SI unit of resistance is ohms, that is represented by this symbol ohms. Now, if I want to define ones of unit, then we need to use the formula of that. 1 ohm is nothing but 1 volt upon 1 ampere. 1 ohm of resistance is equal to the flow of 1 ampere of current through a conductor having potential difference equals to 1 volt. So this is the formula of 1 ohms. Now if I want to draw the graph of V versus I. So I'm having this table, I'm taken this example. So when V is equal to 0.3 volt, I will come out to be 0.1 amperes. I'm having this table. If using this table, I've drawn this graph, VI graph. VI graph, in VI graph means V is to be on y-axis and current is to be on x-axis. You have seen this graph is linear. And through VI graph, we can find out the value of resistance. How can we find out the value of resistance through VI graph? By finding the slope. Now, slope of VI graph gives resistance. And in 9th standard, we have studied what is slope. This is slope, and the slope is having the formula perpendicular upon base. Now here, if this is a slope, for this perpendicular is potential difference and base is current. So resistance is having value V2 minus V1 upon I2 minus I1. If we want to find out the slope, we need to have two values. Like for example, I've taken these two values, this value and this value. What I'll do, I'll draw perpendicular here. I'll take corresponding values of I from here and corresponding values of V from here. This will come out to be V1, this will come out to be V2, and this will I1, this will be I2. So putting in the formula, I can find out the value of resistance. Now this is all for VI graph. What if I'll be given with the IV graph? IV graph means I to be on y-axis and V to be on x-axis. So in that case, the slope of the graph gives 1 by r. The slope of the graphs will be 1 by r. Why? Because resistance is always V upon I. But if we'll find out the slope from IV graph, that will come out to be I2 minus I1 upon V2 minus V1. But that is the reciprocal of the resistance. So that's it for Ohm's law. If you're having any doubt in any topics we have done till now, kindly ask in the comment section. And please don't forget to like the videos, and also please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get more notifications about my videos. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.